Let me tell you something. When an actress looks her own family dead in the eye and say, "Don't watch my show," that's when you know that the role is about to take you somewhere unexpected. That's exactly what Rashan Ali told her loved ones when she stepped into the unapologetically messy shoes of Miss Tandy on All the Queen's Men. So Miss Tandy, as we know, she's the new mayor of Atlanta. But instead of ribbon cuttings and town halls, she's hosting sex parties like most people would host a Sunday brunch. And it's not the playful, flirty kind either. These are scenes laced with a whole lot of power plays, manipulation, and crossing the lines most of us don't even want to imagine. Now, here's a plot twist in real life. Rashan Ali has spent her entire career building what she calls a clean brand. Decades in the spotlight with her image intact, respected as a journalist, a host, and an actress. She's the type of professional that your grandmother could watch without clutching her pearls, right? Which is exactly why this role caused such a stir, not just with her fans, but with the people in her own organization. And she admits it, the backlash was real. Folks she worked with and represented for years suddenly had opinions about her choice to play a sexually predatory mayor. And here's where Rashan shows her depth. Instead of getting defensive, she listened. She said that this role taught her the value of hearing other people's perspectives, even when you don't agree. And that kind of humility, y'all, it's rare in Hollywood, especially when you've got the resume and the reputation to just ignore the noise. But make no mistake, Rashan didn't just walk on the set blindfolded. She knew that Miss Tandy's scenes were going to push boundaries, so she embraced the new Hollywood standard of using intimacy coordinators. And these people, they're professionals, right? And they're there to choreograph and protect actors during intimate scenes. Now, making sure that the physical contact matches the story, not the personal whims of whoever just happens to be in the room. Just making sure ain't no freaky deaky going on, okay? And for someone who's never put herself in roles like this, having this type of safety net is crucial. And it speaks volumes about how calculated and professional her approach was to playing a character so far removed from her own moral compass. But still, let's just be honest, nothing in her previous career could prepare her for the public reaction to Miss Tandy's wild lifestyle. This isn't just a character who flirts, teases, and fades in the background. Miss Tandy is a predator, someone who abuses her power behind closed doors, and then she invites more people in. And the fact that she also takes care of Babyface, she feeds him, clothes him, houses him, right? All while sleeping with his own son. Now, that's not television for the faint at heart. No wonder Rashan waved off her family from tuning in. And yet, here's the part that I respect. She owns the choice. She didn't take this role by accident. She stepped into Miss Tandy's designer pumps, knowing full well it would rattle her clean image. And she did it because she saw the value in telling the story, right? Exploring the psychology and maybe even forcing herself to sit in discomfort. That's what makes great actors stand out. The willingness to go somewhere risky, all for the sake of the work, even if it means fielding uncomfortable phone calls afterwards. I'm sure that the backlash, it stung a little bit, but Rashan says it always reminded her that her work exists in the world. And once it's out there, people will interpret it through their own lens, right? And that's the unspoken part of acting. You give the performance, but you can't control the narrative once it's in the audience's hand, right? Everybody's going to see it differently. And for her, listening to those reactions, even when they came from a place of judgment, expanded her own perspective. And let's not forget that this entire career moment, it wouldn't have happened at all without Tyler Perry. And Rashan doesn't mince words on that point. She says, God used him as a vessel to change my life, and I'm forever grateful. That's a big statement, especially in an industry where ego can overshadow gratitude, right? But for her, it's simple. This role, as controversial as it may be, has opened new doors and new layers in her craft. So yes, Rashan Ali is still the woman with a polished professional brand, but she's also the woman who dared to throw herself into the chaos of Miss Tandy's world, knowing it might shake her image. And maybe that's the real takeaway here. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. It happens when you take on a role that may make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. So yeah, I really enjoyed this interview with Rashan Ali, aka Miss Tandy, and I'll leave a link pinned in the comments. And if you decide to watch the video, do me a favor and add me in your comments, right? So that they'll know that Ruthless TV sent you. If you're a fan of the show All the Queen's Men and you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You know I'd appreciate it. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and sub to this channel for more videos just like this one. Thank you so much for tuning in to Ruthless Radio today, you guys, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.